Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's extended European outlook. So we're going to be looking at the ECM WF 46-day model. This is your 30-day / 46-day European extended outlook. I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video of sales are 6 AM UK weather forecast. There's a 10 to 14 day coming up for you later on today as well with all of regular features. So please like, share and subscribe on all today's videos and content. And thank you so much everybody for doing that. Thank you so much to ECMWF.int for supplying the charts as well, by the way. Thank you so much, EC. Right, we're going to start off with the situation across Europe for week 1, the week we're currently in, the 29th of January to the 5th of February. Well, we find that we've got high pressure dominating across many parts of Europe. Actually, a big ridge of high pressure in control here, pretty much as central, southern, and also West Europe. Lower pressure is up to the far north. That's where the jet stream is as well, taking most of the unsettled weather into the far northern part of Europe. 500 millibar height anomaly shows this up very nicely again with a ridge across many central, southern, and also western parts of Europe. Low pressure into the far north and extending down into the extreme southeast. One of those situations where cold air is pushing southeastwards from Russia right way down to Greece, Turkey, and even into the Middle East. So you can see this up on the temperature anomaly forecast quite nicely. Yes, it is about extreme southeastern corner. Has cold average temperatures from the Black Sea through Turkey down to Greece, and then as we move over here into the Middle East, that's where we see colder temperatures as well. So maybe snowing, maybe snowing in the desert, who knows? But coming further north and west, most places actually have above average temperatures. So it's mild average in Spain, Portugal, mild and average through France, into the UK, Ireland, Low Countries, Germany, on into Poland and Ukraine, and then north of that actually looking very mild there in terms of anomaly to average anyway, through Scandinavia, Nordic regions, Baltic Sea states as well, and places in those dark red colours going up to 6 to 10 degrees above average. So an exceptionally mild scene across much of Europe, away from the extreme southeast and Iceland in the coming week. And as far as precipitation is concerned, of course, only about region of high pressure, there's lots of dry weather, especially so for more southern, central, and southwestern, western parts of Europe. So again, Spain, Portugal, France, we can drive a normal low countries, Germany down into the central bowl of the Med, looking pretty dry through there. The Balkans also looking quite dry through to Black Sea. Not quite as dry as that further north, but as we get up in towards Norway, and it's significantly west average as well there. Some parts of the UK, particularly northern Britain, slightly above average for precipitation, just a little bit more unsettled over toward the Baltic Sea states as well. Right, so that's week 1 done. Week 2 will take us from the 5th to the 12th of February. And this week, or next week, I suppose, finds low pressure then across the north and the northeast Europe. Heights just lowering generally across many central and western regions. It looks like the high pressure is collapsing down into more southern parts of the continent. As far as precipitation is concerned, it looks like that. So that still shows a bit of a ridge there through those southern and southwestern regions, but the trough of low pressure in the north is deepening and backing into the west. The temperature anomaly then for week 2 shows a cool down for Scandinavia and some of these Nordic regions. So we've got large portions of Norway, Sweden, and Finland going colder than average. Those southern areas like southern Sweden down into Denmark, there we see temperatures holding up above average, still above average for Ireland and the UK, and then substantially above average temperature numbers continuing through the rest of Europe, right way from Spain, Portugal in the southwest, all the way over to Ukraine and southwestern Russia in the east. Notice that it is also turning milder into southeast Europe, so Greece and Turkey having a warm up here to south of the Black Sea. So after a cold week, well, temperatures are recovering through there. And precipitation wise, we look like that. So much more unsettled, but drier weather is going down into the far southern and southeastern part of Europe, but many northern and western parts of Europe actually turning wetter than average. So wetter than average from Ireland and the UK right way over to western parts of Germany with above average precipitation through there. Week 3 will be the 12th to the 19th of February. And we find that we get an area of high pressure developing in the Atlantic. So this is a colder signal for northern and western Europe. A mid-Atlantic ridge extending up towards Greenland and Iceland. Low pressure through the south and the east Europe, and maybe starting to bring in the wind from a colder northerly, northeasterly direction through those northern and western parts of Europe. Temperature, I should say 500 millibar height anomaly looks like that, with below average heights through many central and western parts of Europe, a mid-Atlantic ridge going up towards Greenland and Iceland. This week should see a cool down. Let's have a look. Yes, it does. So we start going colder than average there through the northern and western parts of Europe, particularly again focused around Scandinavia and Nordic regions, where it has been a pretty cold winter up to now, though it's mild there this week, or milder this week. No, the cold weather comes back there through the middle part of February. Also starting to turn a bit colder through the UK, the Low Countries, Belgium, Holland, Netherlands, and down into France as well. Mild and average temperatures are being squeezed down to southern parts of Spain and Portugal. And then it's particularly mild and average over on the eastern side of Europe. So again, anywhere from like the east of Poland all the way over to the Black Sea, see above average temperatures, temperature anomalies through there, looking very mild around both the north and to the southern shores of the Black Sea. And as far as precipitation goes, it looks like that. So the wettest weather being pushed over more towards the eastern side of Europe, really. So again, anywhere from like Poland, eastern Germany, eastwards, that's where we've got above average precipitation. You're very wet into the Balkans, actually, and down towards Greece and Turkey, but turning drier out to the north and the west. So we've got Ireland, UK, and again, large portions of Norway and some parts of Sweden going drier than normal. Also looks relatively dry down towards Spain as well. The central bowl of the Med looking more unsettled though there. And then week 4 will be the 19th, 26th of February. So still with high pressure in the North Atlantic there. And again, around that, we are likely to be bringing in cold northeasterly winds, I would have thought, to western parts of Europe. Lower pressure across the southern and also eastern regions. The 500 millibar heights, again, showing that area of above average heights through the North Atlantic, up in towards Greenland. Low pressure, trough of low, covering many parts of Europe underneath that blocking area of high pressure. The temperature anomaly is going more widely colder here. So yes, we see below average temperatures across much of Europe actually by that fourth week. So Ireland, the UK, France, Germany, the Low Countries, Poland, and then go northwards into Scandinavia, Nordic and Baltic Sea regions coming out with colder than average temperatures. You've got to go down to extreme southern part of the Med or over into the far eastern part of Europe to find anything that looks particularly mild. So there is a transition to much colder weather here as February progresses after a mild start. Precipitation looks like that, so drier than average through the UK, Ireland, France, and also up into southern parts of Scandinavia and Nordic regions, so southern Norway, Sweden, and Denmark coming out drier than normal. It's wetter than average down towards Spain and Portugal and over on the eastern side of the Mediterranean as well. So Greece, Turkey, up to the Black Sea, coming out with above average precipitation. Otherwise, weak signals really through the rest of Europe for precipitation. Okay, so that's your 30-day look ahead done, but let's go for weeks 5 and 6 data before we go. This gets us up to the 11th of March. So week 5 will be 26th February to the 4th of March, and it's still a blocked scene that we have here. High pressure blocking in the North Atlantic around Iceland and Greenland, central Scandinavia. That should send the wind into an easterly as well there. As far as the 500 millibar heights are concerned, again we have the above average heights here through the North Atlantic back towards Greenland, low pressure underneath it, and again that should drive in the wind from an east or northeasterly direction. It's quite a cold, prolonged cold spell. Look at the temperature anomaly. This is week 5, remember. Normally the anomalies are weakening by this point. Now that's a strong signal to be really quite cold indeed across many parts of Europe as we go from February into March. And it was particularly cold again through Germany, Poland, and then up in towards parts of Sweden and Norway and around those Baltic Sea states of Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania. But that very very cold. Those very cold temperatures are back into the west as well. You'll notice quite a deep blue shading there through England and Wales, for example. That's like, I think 1 to 3 degrees below average. Week 5, remember, so that's a strong signal. How precipitation goes, so the wettest weather is across the southern part of Europe, presumably with jet stream, going to be down here, falls southwards by the block, which is bringing drier than average weather into the North Atlantic and the far north of Europe. And then lastly, week 6 will be the 4th to the 11th of March. No real changes, so this is a prolonged cold spell that the ECM is setting up here. It may not be right, you know, just because it's a strong signal doesn't necessarily mean it's like right, but this is a strong cold signal from the ECM 46 day today, and that will again be bringing the wind from the east across much of northern, central and western Europe. Low pressure is down here, 500 millibar. Heights look like that again, with blocking area of high pressure through the North Atlantic, presumably brings the wind in from an easterly direction. Temperature anomaly for week 6 shows the cold edge looking to retreat a little bit, but still bare across particularly many northern and northeastern parts of Europe anyway. And lastly, precipitation looking largely on the drier side through northern and western parts of Europe, wetter down across the south. So quite an interesting update today from the EC 46 day. We've definitely got a mild start to February, no doubt about that, but it does look as though things get progressively colder actually as the month goes on, which is a little bit unusual because February is typically a warming month, so it tends to be milder later, and then tend to be milder later, you know, gets milder as the month goes on. No, that's a little bit unusual, but we do get some, very cold ends to February and in beginnings to March. It's only a few years ago, happened to be from the east, for example, across much of Europe. So let's wait and see what happens. Anyway, it's just a snapshot of what the model is showing today. It could look completely different when we look at this again with UK and Ireland focus on Saturday, but today we've got quite an update there from the EC extended model. Right, we're going to be back shortly at 10 to 14 today. We'll be looking for signs of cold within that, I would have thought. So we'll come back for that in a little bit. But for this one, that's all for now. And thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.